The views and opinions on this show do not necessarily reflect the views of ESPN Tucson 1490 AM, 94.9 HD Channel 4, or the Arizona Lotus Corporation.
Welcome to Spears and Ali on ESPN Tucson.
Justin Spears, I like that.
With Justin Spears and Ali Farhang on 1490 AM, 94.9 HD Channel 4, ESPN Tucson. Brought to you by Tucson Federal Credit Union, the Volpe team at Nova Home Loans, and Rightway Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
I want to be entertaining, but I'm not stupid enough to compare myself to Ali.
The man has arrived. The new leader of the Tucson Sugar Skulls, Rayshaun Kizer, joining us in studio. Coach, good morning, man.
Good morning, Justin. I appreciate y'all having me. Looking forward to it.
I would say welcome to Tucson. I did say welcome to Tucson on when you walked in, but I'm like, wait a second. No, you've been here for the last couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go back to that. I think a lot of people forget I've been a defensive coordinator here the last 2 seasons, so I'm just taking over as head coach now. So I'm just taking a step up.
How excited are you for this opportunity?
I'm super excited. I want to make sure we bring a winning product here to Tucson. I feel like we struggled the last 2 seasons, but we're looking forward to changing that, building this championship roster, and hopefully we're making a run for it.
And then when you talk about like the team's identity, when people go out to watch the Tucson Sugar Skulls play this upcoming season, what can they expect out of a team that's coached by Rayshaun Kizer?
Just a fast-paced team, physical, very disciplined team, very structured. We're not going to make many mistakes. We're going to take pretty much on the offensive side, take what the defense give us, make sure we're putting up points on every possession, and defense, we try to create as many turnovers as possible.
I like it. And, we were talking about the Arizona-BYU game with maybe some rain on Saturday, and the game's going to be one of the trenches if it does rain, right? I'm curious, how much football's football. IFL's got some differences between the game outside, but still, that offensive line and defensive line, they got to be stout in order for you to be successful, right?
Yeah, everybody know the game's won in the trenches. Got to have a solid offensive line, got to have a good defensive line to get after the quarterback. So we working hard to recruit the best possible players to come in at that position, and like I said, we have a good group of guys up there.
So, there's going to be an announcement next week that everybody really knows about it, so I'll just talk about it. A good group of local Tucsonans taking a majority ownership interest in the team. A lot of guys that are going to have a wow factor when you hear their names. As a guy that's been here, and the organization, the way it was run previously, the guys did a great job, and they put everything into it. But I think having this local flavor is going to have a huge impact on the way the team is run, on the facilities, on the way the players, what they're going to be able to have available to them. How excited are you to be able to work with these guys that you've met from the local community?
Very, very excited. I've been here the last 2 seasons, so I know exactly how the organization was ran. A lot of thanks to Kathy and Kevin. They did a great job giving us all the resources. But you hit on, spot on. I think we're going to be in better position to provide more for these players on and off the field with some local ownership groups. So I think the players will benefit a lot from that, and we're looking forward to it.
And how much has the IFL evolved since you've been a part of the league?
Well, I came in the league as a coach in 2019, and just seeing the growth in the league over the last 7 years, it's been great. Todd, our commissioner, did a great job expanding our league. We have 14 teams, but 14 strong teams, strong ownership groups, some great coaches in this league. Great coaches normally get good players. You would see the parity on the field. It never been a back-to-back champion. That's the reason why. I feel like the league is very, very competitive. A lot of good coaches. So we got our hats cut off for us this season. Looking forward to the competition. I love the Western Division. It's a back-and-forth battle every week. And like I said, we're just looking forward to competing.
You and I guess my first experience with the IFL was also 2019, the inaugural year of the Tucson Sugar Skulls. And what I've noticed since 2019 up to last year is I think the level of play from every team is so much higher. Yes. What do you attribute that to? Because, these dudes are good.
You got to attribute to the ownership group. Without a strong ownership group, you're not going to get good coaches. And I'm firm on that. So the ownership group, they definitely play a big part to the IFL growth. And then you got to look at the coaches, quality coaches on every single organization. I feel like every coach on every organization won championships at some point. So you don't have just some, Pop Warner coach coming up here trying to coach these teams. You got legit coaches that have been in an arena game for a long time. And then, like I said, good coaches get good players. So once you get a good coach on staff, a lot of players want to follow. We got a lot of players that wanted to come to Tucson once I was announced as head coach. So it's very, very easy for me to recruit this season. So we're looking forward to, like I say, putting a good product on the field.
And you come from an indoor football playing background.
Yes.
So after a career at Walsh University in North Canton, Ohio, you played a little bit for the New York Jets, right, in 2007?
Yes.
And then you played.
Who was your coach?
Eric Mangini.
Eric
Mangini. Wow.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people remember him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So how much did Eric Mangini talk about how much he hated Bill Belichick? Did he – was that a –
He probably said it behind the scenes, didn't say it to us as players. But Eric Mangini, he was a tough coach on us.
Yeah.
You know, he worked us hard, I will say that.
Man, do you have any, like, a welcome to the NFL moment?
Did I have a welcome? It's happened so long ago. I don't think so. I think rookies, we had to do what they call a rookie show.
Yeah.
So I think us rookies, we kind of simulated all like the coaches in a way, how they was on the field. I think that was pretty funny. Other than that, that was pretty much about it, what I remembered.
What do you remember about a young Darrelle Revis?
Darrelle came in late.
Okay.
I know he was negotiating his contract when I got there, so I was happy, obviously, because it gave me opportunity to get more reps. But when he came in, just a freak athlete. You could see why he was a first-round draft pick and how he had so much success.
Yeah.
He was long, good body frame, could play man-to-man. He was just a great player. Learned a lot from him when I was there. And like I said, you can see why he went first round.
just another great thing to come from Pittsburgh?
Yeah, the real
Pitt guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on this run. I'm gonna try to convert Rayshaun from a Cleveland Browns fan to a Steelers fan. It's gonna be so much more enjoyable for him.
You know what? I love Pittsburgh. I went to Heinz Field. I went to a couple games throughout my life, and great stadium. A lot of fan base there. The terrible tiles.
Yeah, Renegade, baby.
But I can't cross over. I'm from Cleveland. We can't cross over. But I love Pittsburgh. I love Mike Tomlin as a head coach. I think he did a great job down there. And like I said, they got some good players. And like I said, they're fun to watch.
Actually, speaking of that, I know you're a football guy. You're a football fan. I mean, you're watching NFL right now. Are there some coaches, are you watching whether it's a scheme or the way that they lead the team that you're like, man, that's something that I want to incorporate in what I do?
Yeah, absolutely. I pick up key points on social media. They always got key points of coaches talking to players and how they run an organization. Hard Knocks is a good one to learn from. We see the insights on how pretty much the coaches and players interact with each other. So you pick and choose what you want to take from these coaches. And I think some coaches do some good things. I think some coaches do some bad things. And like I said, you just learn and pick what you want to pick from it and bring it to your own. And like I say, it's a lot to learn from that.
I'm never going to ever comment on anything you call on the field. In fact, my role as the ownership is to tell anybody that says, hey, Rayshaun, next time on 32, I think you should do that. I'm going to be like, dude, stop. But
You'd be like Miss Ursay with the headset?
No. Coach is coach, owner's own.
Yes.
But let me ask you this, because it bothers me. We just talked about this earlier. Could you just never try to draw anybody off sides out of shotgun? Because it just drives me crazy. It doesn't work. Now, the AFL's a different game.
I never really realized that.
There's like 4th and inches, and they
Yeah.
run to the line, and they're like, ready, set, hunt! And I'm like, you're in shotgun, dude. It's even worse. You're not even having a cadence. You're clapping.
Yeah.
Well, your clap is going to be like, oh, that was a really enticing
Man, he
clap.
really
I'm
puts
jumping off sides as a defender.
I will say you do have some undisciplined defensive linemen.
That's
so
true.
If they show that on film that they super aggressive, we will hard count them. And I know we had a couple guys our last couple seasons that be trying to jump the snap count to get a good get off for the offensive line. And like I say, sometimes them defensive line they be antsy on 3rd and 4th down. So you can use that to your advantage sometimes.
I know. Like the IFL is a shotgun league, but I just do it under center. Yeah.
It is a shotgun league. About 98% shotgun. You probably go in the center like 4th and inches, and then the red zone once you get inside the 2.
Right.
So after you played with the New York Jets and also you played in Montreal for the Canadian Football League, you played 9 years in Arena Football 2, also played for the Arizona Rattlers. How would you recap and summarize your indoor football playing career and the experience that you gained from it?
I think every team and organization was different in their own ways. We start off in Green Bay with the Blizzard. That was my first season in the AF2. We had some good coaches. Coach Lancey, rest in peace for him. He was good to us. He showed us a game. He taught us the game the right way. Coach Mark Stout, Coach Cedric Walker, all of them was good coaches to us on my first season indoor. I think we was one game short of the championship that season. So we had a good group of guys, good coaches. And then 2010 to 11, I was in Orlando Predators. That's when I kind of had my breakout season. My rookie year in Orlando, I led the lead in picks. And I came back that next year. I broke the league record in picks with 16.
Hell yeah.
I loved Orlando.
16?
16 in one season.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you coach and play?
I be telling players as a joke, but I be serious. Y'all can take my hands. I don't need them no more. Because a lot of them drop interceptions. So, especially my DBs, I tell them all the time, take my hands if y'all can't catch the ball. But Orlando was a great experience, great fan base out there, great city. I loved Orlando. They got a new coach. I wanted to go in a different direction. That's when I went to Philadelphia. Doug Plank was the head coach out there his first season. And we went to the championship, but we lost to Arizona that season. And then Clint Doziel took over the next 2 seasons. I don't think we went back. We went back in 2013, lost to Arizona again, the Rattlers. So they had our number. And then 14, we lost in the first round to the Cleveland Gladiators. And that's when I wanted to move on. Then I had a short stint in Arizona with the Rattlers with Kevin Guy. And he ended up trading me to the New Orleans Voodoo. I think I played like 5 games there. Got traded again to L.A. Kiss. And then on top of that, I finished the season with the L.A. Kiss.
How was that?
It was fun.
Yeah, I mean, L.A. Kiss. I love
LA.
Kiss.
Yeah,
so,
I
yeah. Did those guys show up at practice in their makeup?
No,
No.
They never showed up in their makeup, but they showed up at the games. But they was just regular.
Yeah.
Gene and Paul was great guys. Didn't know much about football, but
Right.
they just wanted to make it a big entertainment game. And then that's pretty much it in my football career. Finished 16. I finished with L.A. Kiss, but I broke my ankle, so I didn't play the whole season. Pretty much, I think I played like 2 games before I broke my ankle. We went to China. I rehab, came back. We went to China that same off season. So China was a great experience over there. Got to see that part of the world. Then 17, I came back with the Gladiators. I wanted to stay home, finish up my career at home. End up messing up my MCL. And then I said my body was starting to break down, so I just hung it up from there.
And then you got into coaching.
Yes.
And then you started coaching, or you led the Omaha Beef to the Champions Indoor Championship in 2023. How was that experience for you, leading a team? Was that your first time as a head coach?
No, let's backtrack. So Massachusetts, in 21, well, obviously 2020 I was there, but COVID happened, so no seasons happened. And then 21, I was a defensive coordinator. That's when we pretty much dominated the league. We started off 3-3, and then we went off and won 11 straight. Had the #1 defense in the league that year. Yep. We dominated and won the championship. We beat the Rattlers in the championship game up in Phoenix. It was a great championship game, actually. Won into overtime with them. Won on the last-second field goal. So great game. And then 22, I got promoted to head coach, and we won 11-5 my first season there as a head coach. And we lost in the first round of Quad Cities in overtime by 1 point. That won't hurt me. And then Jawad, he's the owner out there in Mass. He wanted to have a coaching change. That's when I went to Omaha. And then I picked up Omaha, went undefeated there, went 13-0. First time in the history that team ever went undefeated. And we won the championship. We just blew through the league. We made it look easy. That I came from the IFL, so we got, like I said, we got some quality coaches up here. So when I took that pretty much step down to the CIF, the coaches wasn't as good as it was in the IFL. So the league was easy to me. And then I came back to the IFL as a defensive coordinator in Tucson for the last couple of seasons. And, now I'm promoted to head coach. So looking forward to making that run again.
Rayshaun Kizer, Tucson Sugar Skulls head coach, joining us here on ESPN Tucson, talking about the upcoming season and the new era of the Tucson Sugar Skulls. And the Sugar Skulls, man, you guys have been active when it comes to signing players. What's the latest regarding the roster and how you guys are filling that out?
Just trying to get the right pieces as every position. Trying to bring in 3 quarterbacks, have them compete. We got Tucson right now, but trying to bring in another one and have them compete. Made the best man win in camp. 2 dynamic running backs. I really like what we're doing at the running back position. Brandon Mackey. He was a TAL MVP of the league and pretty much crushed that league. So looking forward to him taking a step up, seeing how he handled that. And Alfonso Graham played with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I know who that
Pittsburgh
is.
Steelers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the practice squad with them.
I got a new favorite player.
So yeah, Alfonso gonna be a great player, hungry. I love his attitude. Glad we got him. We got 7 receivers signed right now. Half of them pretty much played with us last season. So looking forward to that group. Taking their game to the next level. And the offensive lineman, we got pretty much 2 right now. Signed there, so looking to sign 5 more. And D-line, we solid there. We just signed Rakif. He played at Green Bay. He led the league in the sacks in 2024. So that's a big sign for us.
A big sign.
Yeah, had to get a pass rusher in here for sure. Still working on Jamin Brooks. He was our nose last 2 seasons. So we should be able to get him signed back. And linebackers, love the 2 young, hungry guys we bringing in. I think they're going to be really good. Obviously, we're trying to bring Trent Tatum back as well. Played at Georgia Tech. He did good for us late in the season last year. And then DBs, we loaded there. Looking for the right 4 to pretty much lock down back there. So we got about half of the guys back last season that played with me. So like I say, I'm happy that we got Ahmad Lyons back. He was one of our dynamic DBs. Breon Murray too. He was a good DB for us too. Got him back. So we got some pieces. Obviously, Kevin, our kicker, can't forget about him. He made some clutch kicks for us to win some games. So got him back. Happy about that. So like I said, we're moving in the right direction.
Kevin definitely elevated the kicking game last year, but if I could just make one request, it seemed like every team we played that had a fat kicker, they were really good. So can you at least bring in one fat kicker to compete with him?
You know what, San Antonio kicker was fat, and
I was like, oh, here we go, fat kicker. And I'm like sitting there and like, those pants are really tight trying to get in his head. But no, fat kicker is focused.
I don't know. He was really good. He never really missed. So I will say he's pretty good. They signed him back too.
Yeah. It's like one of our all-time favorite quotes here on Spears and Ali. And Ali said, and I quote, "Fat kicker is money." Fat kicker is money, man. Every time. So the last 2 years, with you on the staff, the Sugar Skulls, it's been rough. 8-24, missed the playoffs over the last couple of years. How do you guys learn from those losses in the last 2 years, and how do you get things back on the right track?
Well, like I said, I've been a part of that the last 2 seasons, so I was seeing what was done wrong. It was only so much I can do from my position as a defensive coordinator.
Sure.
But now as a head coach, I can control a lot of that stuff, and I think you'll see a big difference in how we perform, how these guys prepare for game days, and how we play on game days as well. So I think y'all see the big difference. And like I said, I'm going to have the guys ready. I'm a very detailed, disciplined coach, and like I said, we're going to be ready to go.
You've been a head coach. Last 2 years, you were the defensive coordinator. And I just remember, you met Dennis Benet, part of the ownership group, new ownership group. Yeah, I'm breaking news, baby. And I remember, when he was thinking about retiring, people were like, hey, do you want to be the head coach at South Point? Were you going to apply? And I'm like, are you crazy? Can you talk about, the difference, of being a coordinator versus a head coach? Because my first, hand view is man, a head coach, there's so much on his plate. And you can, as an assistant, you can just coach your guys and worry about your guys. Head coach, man, you're the CEO of the company.
Yep, I think you hit it on point. As a or a coordinator in general, you just got to worry about your group of guys. And whatever is 12, 15 guys over there, you just got to worry about coaching them up. You ain't got to worry about no off-the-field issues. You ain't got to worry about no players issues. So you just got to worry about your group. As a head coach, like I say, we the CEO. Most of head coaches is either offense or defensive coordinator. So we got to also be a coordinator. We got to be a head coach. We got to make sure the players is staying in line on and off the field. Just make sure everybody happy. Got to make sure the staff happy. Got to make sure the organization ran right. Got to make sure sponsorships is happy. Apartments clean. Make sure they ain't tearing up the apartments. It's just a lot of extra stuff you got to worry about as head coach. But like I said, I'm ready for it. I did it before, so it's second nature to me now. When
you've done it before, even as an assistant or as a head coach, are there things you're looking for in your team? The season's a journey, right? Everybody writes it's a new book every year. But is there a couple of things that are good indicators to you as man, we got a really good team here, and we could really compete for the whole thing?
Well, it started with our staff. So I love the staff we bringing in. James Fuller, our offensive coordinator, been very successful over there in San Antonio the last 2 seasons. 2 years ago, he had the quarterback MVP of the league and had the number 1 offense in the league 2 years ago. Last season, they went through a lot of quarterbacks that season, and I think they had some up and downs throughout the season. I think they fired their coach midway through the season. So they just had a lot of stuff going on last season in San Antonio. But I love James Fuller as our head coach. I mean, not head coach.
No.
As our offensive coordinator.
James like, all right.
Yeah. As our offensive coordinator, I think he's going to be great. A good switch up from, Coach Beck. And I think Coach Beck did a great job. I think Coach Fuller bring a different dynamic to the offensive side that I like. I like his offense. I used to hate going up against him. So if you can't beat him, join him. And like I said, I'm happy he's on our side this season. And like I said, we're going to have some good position coaches around, offensive line, defensive line coach, and DB coach around them guys to help, teach these guys the game the right way. And like I say, everything starts with the staff, and we got some good teachers.
Lastly, before we get you out of here, the Tucson community, how has it been being a part of it, and how important is it for these next several months to get Tucson behind what the Sugar Skulls are building?
Yeah, that's why I'm out here pretty much for the off season to help grow our brand and be in the community more. I feel like that's one thing we've been lacking the last couple of seasons since I've been here at least. We haven't been out in the community more. And just our players as well. Our players got to get out in the community more. I feel like a lot of people don't know much about the Tucson Sugar Skulls. So we want to make sure we hit the community a lot with the players and myself as a coach. And that's pretty much it. We just want to be in the community and make sure we, grow our brand the right way.
Got a favorite restaurant? Favorite food spot?
Favorite restaurant? I feel like Tucson got some really good food. Tacos obviously is pretty good, but I know they ain't the best for you. Let me see. One of our sponsors that I like the most, Brothers John's was pretty good to us. I think they've been our sponsor the last 3 years. They do a good job taking care of us.
Great barbecue.
Great barbecue. Trying to think of all of them. I can't remember all of them. Planet Subs was pretty good. I think it was right around the corner from Keno. Our players really liked that spot. And you put me on the spot with that.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
all right. Yeah.
You're in a good spot.
All good restaurants and
lot of
all
good-
welcome
a
to
lot of
be
good
partners
food.
with the Tucson Sugar Skulls.
A lot of
Help
good
feed our
food.
guys.
We are looking to get some more sponsorships. So if y'all out there listening to this, if y'all want to be a part of the Sugar Skulls as a sponsor, I'll be reaching out. You can email the Sugar Skulls office and hopefully be a part of what we're trying to build over here.
Special things being built here in Tucson, Arizona with the Sugar Skulls with Rayshaun Kizer as the head coach. Rayshaun, thank you for stopping by, man. We appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all having me, and I'm looking forward to the 2026 season.
Should
Yeah,
be a fun one, man.
Great to have you in town, buddy.
See the Sugar Skulls can host the IFL championship. That'd be awesome, man.
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Mhm.